Welcome back to Cure for the Common Game. Today, in deck number 677, we're going to talk about Zagras, Thief of Heartbeats. Now, I am excited about this one. Um, okay, I list these decks in Architect, and as I get done with them, I click Add to Collection. And with so many hundreds of decks on Architect, there's very few times. What excites me most about this particular deck is there are 23 cards in this deck that I have not used yet. So that's beautiful and rare. So let's read Zagras. 6 mana, we get a 4/4 vampire rogue. None of that matters. Well, it would if I had a Blade of the Blood Chief, but I don't. Anyway, it costs one less for to cast for each creature in your party. Yeah, whatever. We don't care about that. Flying, Death Touch, Haste. Okay. Right there, if it stopped, we'd be fine, right? But other creatures you control have Death Touch, and that is the line. Oh my gosh, that's what I built around. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to a planeswalker, destroy that planeswalker. Okay. It's got to be combat damage to a walker, though. All that matters here, other creatures you control have Death Touch. So, if I'm going to pass out Death Touch to every single one of my creatures, what is the greatest things that we can do with it? Well, first off, the whole new Death Touch thing, Hooded Blightfang. Whenever a creature you control with Death Touch attacks, each opponent loses one life, you gain one. Whenever a creature you control with Death Touch deals damage to a planeswalker, destroy that. So this is what got me. I was like, So what did it to me was pingers, prodigal pyromancer, and the like. There's like 40 of them in here or something. Yeah, taps to deal 1 damage to target creature. It has Death Touch, so that creature just dies. There are many different versions of this in red and black, like Spark Mage. When it deals combat damage to a player, you may have Spark Mage deal 1 damage to a creature that player controls. So they're going to take the one and lose a creature from a 1 mana 1/1. Grim Lavamancer. Yeah, it's going to deal 2 damage to target creature or player. No, it's just going to destroy target creature because it has Death Touch now. Magus of the Scroll, same way. Godo's Irregulars. 1 damage to a creature blocking it. So for a spare of a red, it can never die in combat. Okay. Carplusian Wolverine. When it becomes blocked, you may have it deal 1 damage to target creature or player. So it can also, just optionally never die in combat. Vengeful Devil. Morbid. I'm pretty sure that's going to be an easy thing to do. Tap, deal 1 damage to any target. Fireslinger. That's, it's an old school card. Yeah, it deals 1 damage to you. Oh well. Sparksmith. X damage target creature, and X damage you or X's number of goblins in play. Even if it's just this, that's 1 damage. That's enough. Ornery Goblin. When it blocks or becomes blocked, deals 1 damage to that creature, so it's never going to die in combat. Chandra's Mage Mutt. I got so excited I hit the camera. Tap, deal point. Hissing Iguanar. Now, whenever another creature dies, which is going to happen a lot because we're plinking things, you may have this deal 1 damage to a player or a walker. Okay. We're just going to cascade kill things. Cascade's the wrong word because that's an actual mechanic. I put in the Brothers of Fire because you know what? When else am I ever going to use this card? 3 mana, destroy target creature, and take a damage. That's what I read. Yeah. Tvithian Stinger. Beautiful. Volshok Sorcerer, Cinder Pyromancer, Spark Hunter Masticore. Now, granted, you got to have the Hooded Blightfang out for this to work, but is Crypt Rats for when you have to fire sale the board. Okay, when everything must go. Yeah. Rakdos Ixsplitter, and they lose a life. Mayhem Devil, of course. I mean, I don't have to tell you how good Mayhem Devil is. Whenever a player sacks a permanent, deals 1 damage to any target. There is a lot of sacrifice decks out there. Judith. Judith in the house. Non-token creature control dies. Judith deals 1 damage to any target. So, our stuff's going to die. Weaver of Lightning. Instant or sorcery. Now, we don't have a whole lot of instant sorceries, but the ones we got, now they're going to pink. Cunning Spark Mage. Blood Cultist. This I love. Whenever a creature that's dealt damage by Blood Cultist dies, you put a counter on it. So that's every single time. Because they're always going to die, because it's going to have Death Touch. Fallen Ferromancer. Reckless Ember Mage. Some work here. Frost Wielder. Chain Flinger. But I really want to talk about the Wojek Ember Mage. Whoa. I'm telling you, Radiance is an ability. I know it's a 4-mana 1/2, but it taps to deal 1 damage to target creature and each other creature that shares a color with it. I'm going to tap this and kill all your elves. Every one of your angels. Yeah. It's kind of busted. Vashino Fangtail. Brash Taunter, because, why not? Kumano. Now, granted, we're getting on up into the mana cost here. Kumano is 5 mana, but you can machine gun, we have Jawari. We have the Inferno Titan that can pick off 3 creatures a turn. And then the Ancient Hellkite, because why not? Now, those are what I'm going to call the plinker type. Hold on. I forgot Scorched Rizalka. Those are what I'm calling like the plinker type abilities. But I do have other things like Garna. The reason why Garna's in here is just because of that last line. Other creatures you control have haste. I was out of Fervor, out of it in the war, in the Web of War, and so Garna's it. Now, I put Ball Lightning in there because I thought it would be funny. Yeah, Ball Lightning with Death Touch, because it doesn't matter what they block with it. You're just gonna Death Touch, trample, rule them. Yeah. I know. It's probably a slot. But then we have a lot of creatures dying, right? We're focused on killing creatures, like a lot of them, with our creatures that people are probably going to get tired of, and they're probably going to die. So whenever another creature dies trigger is really kind of important. We have the Deathbringer Thoctor. We have Singier, the Dark Baron, getting 2+1 counters whenever something dies. Swarm of the Bloodflies just gets 1 counter, but Falconwrath Noble. They lose a life, you gain a life. Spiteful Prankster. Whenever the creature dies, deals 1 damage target player or planeswalker. And that's right. So a creature dies. This is going to deal 1 damage to a creature. It's got Death Touch. So that creature's going to die. And then it's going to... Yeah, you're just going to wipe the board. Oh, no, you're not. Because it doesn't deal the damage to creatures. It deals damage to players or walkers. Woo! Thank God. Okay. Because it would have ended up killing all your own things. Yeah. RTFC Canada. Anyway. This is where I felt really, really dirty. Burning Sands, because now I have a lot of 2 and 3 mana creatures that effectively say tap, destroy target creature, and then with Burning Sands, whenever a creature is put into a graveyard from play, that creature's controller sacrifices a land. Now granted, this can be risky, because a lot of our creatures are kind of small. Somebody's running a Pyroclasm, Wrath to God, whatever. It's going to hurt everybody. But now, if you've got the Burning Sands in hand, you're probably not casting it if you've got, way more to lose than everybody else. But if you've got one, oh, I'm telling you, oh, it just feels terrible. Love it. Well, let's get into our ramp, shall we? I mean, there's not a lot. We have a soul ring, a dark ritual, the talisman of indulgence, Rakdos signet, locket, and the pristine talisman. Now, card draw, there again, sign in blood, siphon mind, ancient cravings, read the bones. I don't know if we can consider bone harvest to be card draw. Our stuff's going to die. So this can maybe get some of them back. Diabolic Tutor is going to go get us the Burning Sands. Don't get it twisted. That's what we're getting with it, right? I mean, Havoc Festival. Because here's the thing. We've got to have a way to win, right? Got to. Plinkers, now, you could do the whole Torbrand and triple damage and increased damage from your Plinkers and stuff like that. That's an awful lot of moving pieces to get there with Plinkers. I mean, it really is. And then you could use the 3 or 4 cards that give them Infect. That's still a long way to get there with, Plinkers. So I figure Havoc Festival's going to do a lot of work for us. Yep. And also, we're killing a bunch. Now, I stumbled across this a little late. I was like, wait, I'm killing a whole bunch of creatures. Why don't we use those creatures? Dance of the Dead and Necromancy. We're just going to take those creatures out of the yard and keep using them. Use their own creatures against them, right? Mizzium Mortars is a decent board wipe because it doesn't touch ours. And then Deadly Alliance. I'll be honest with you, I forgot this was in there. This is completely and totally unneeded. This is where a slot will go for something else. Absolutely. I had started, because of the party thing, I had put this in there. Anyway, let's get to our non-basic lands. Nothing. We have Evolving Wilds, Rakdos Guildgate, Bloodfell Caves, Molten Slag Heap, a little bit of storage land, Jund Panorama, Command Tower, Cinder Marsh, Rakdos Carnarum, Occam Refuge, Cinder Barrens, Gitu Encampment. You know why Gitu Encampment's in there? Nobody ever expects a first striking, death touching land. Yeah. And then Sulphurous Mines. And that is what we have got for Zagras. Now, I have not had a chance to play this one as of the recording, but I am looking forward to it because, now granted, there are quite a few strategies that do not revolve around creatures, where people want to combo, or people have either creatureless decks or not many creatures at all. And that's going to happen, right? But it doesn't happen a lot. And I'm just saying, 687, yeah. Blinkers. That is what I have got for today for Zagras, and I do appreciate y'all watching. Y'all let me know what you think, and comment down below. What did I miss? But right now, we're going to shuffle and cut.